G'day guys, welcome to 2025 on My Blue Heaven, and welcome to the first instalment of 2025's Your Town, Your Ground. And I'm at a pretty special place. This is an incredible place. When my wife said to me back in late November that she'd booked a week away in the new year in Lorne, it really did prick my ears. Yeah, of course, great beaches, magnificent beaches. The Great Ocean Road, brilliant. If you love fishing, great fishing. If you love restaurants and cafes, there's no better place. But if you love your football grounds on the Surf Coast, this place here, Stribling Reserve, the home of the Lorne Football and Netball Club, is the jewel in the crown of any football ground on the coast. And I'm here today, absolutely stoked to be here. Let's take a look around. Okay, what do I know about the Lorne Football Club and this ground in particular? Please feel free to fill in any gaps in the comments below, because I'm sure there's some of you out there who may even have had an association with the football club, and also an association with the Colac District Football League, which Lorne are a part of. This ground's pretty special because it's up quite high. We're only 300 metres or so from the main sort of beach and the main shopping precinct, which is pretty special. Although it'd get pretty wild here in the winter because it's on the sea, so it's open to the elements. It is in a bit of an amphitheatre. It is surrounded by the Otway Ranges. It's surrounded by this magnificent sort of like grass terraced area. So it's a very, from an opposition player's point of view, coming to this ground, you'd be pretty happy. It is quite inviting. Good surface, good size, terrific atmosphere and a really good vibe to it. The Lawn Football Club, they are, I think, from what I've read and followed, they are you'd probably call them the benchmark. Don't want to say the powerhouse, but the benchmark of the Colac District Football League. They have been for some time. They joined this comp in 1971. Previous to that, they were in the Polwarth Football Association or League, which dissolved in 1971. They were in that comp with Apollo Bay. And in 1971, both Lawn and Apollo Bay joined the Colac District Football League. And in that time, 50 odd years, they've won 14 flags, which is a lot. They've been very successful. They also won last year's flag, the 2024 flag, under the guidance of new playing coach, Ed Curnow, who played a lot of football for Carlton. A favourite son. He came in here and he took the club to another premiership in his first year in charge. So they won 14 flags, very successful. Got a great rivalry, and I'm going to go, what I'll do is I'll make I think it's around about 45, 50 kilometres trip to Apollo Bay, because they've got a great rivalry with Apollo Bay. It's like a bit of a derby, and they call it, every time they play for the Coastal Cup, which was established, I think, in 1935. A couple of players that played here as juniors and made it to the big time. I think the main name is Jack Stephen, a wonderful footballer for the St Kilda Football Club, won around about 3 or 4 B&Fs, ended up finishing his career at the Geelong Football Club. And also Jackson Barham, the son of former Collingwood great Ricky Barham, played football here at Lawn as well. But the Lawn Football Club, powerful, just a powerful football club. The Dolphins here at Stribling Reserve. I don't think many country, suburban football clubs could boast having a facility like the Stribling Reserve Community Centre, hub, whatever you want to call it, pod, which they like to call this ground. This is a magnificent facility. I think it was finished maybe just after COVID. I don't think the pavilion, just having a look back through some of the photos before this was built, I think the pavilion here beforehand was actually okay. But it's brilliant. I mean, great seats for the fans, which have all been donated. It's got a balcony up the top, which which stands around about 300 people up there, where they can have functions. It's an amazing facility for a local football club. They must be very proud here at the Lawn Football Club. Okay, as promised, I've made the hour-long trek down the Great Ocean Road south, around about 44 kilometres, I think it was, from Lawn to Apollo Bay. Lorne's great rival in the Colac District Football League, two surf coast towns. I just get the feeling that Lorne are the big brother, and Apollo Bay, just coming to this ground, it's quite a windy day, nice day, but very windy. I could just imagine how windy this place would get in the middle of the winter. It's the Apollo Bay Recreational Reserve, which is the home of the Apollo Bay Hawks. It's also a cricket club as well. Interesting that the cricket club's called the Sharks and the football club's called the Hawks. First impressions of the ground, nice little backdrop there as I'm walking along. Sort of rolling hills over here at the back of the club rooms, right on the bay, so we're getting that nice breeze today, but it'll be quite cold during the winter. Not bad, good sized ground, pretty open. It's during the summer, it's a caravan park, but these aren't on-site vans, they're only here for the summer period, so I'm not quite sure if any of these sort of camping area is actually open during the winter. The surface itself is, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it is an absolute cow paddock. In fact, I don't know how they actually play football on this. Considering the rooms themselves are quite good, the surface of this ground is just potholes everywhere. It's uneven, so yeah, not good at all. But from a sort of picturesque point of view, yeah, quite like it. Really nice place to come to, and as I said, a really good sized ground, but the surface itself is rather poor. So let's just take a quick look around. Okay, the beach is only around about 200 metres across the road here. That's fantastic for recovery. I'm just walking away from the new electronic scoreboard, which looks bloody flash to be perfectly honest, and the old one there on the left, that looks pretty mint as well. That's now the timekeeper's box. Okay, so Lorne v Apollo Bay. They play every year for the Coastal Cup, and they've done so in their existence. Both teams joined the Colac District Football League in 1971, and in that time, okay, Lorne have won the 14 flags, more than any other team in that competition, and Apollo Bay have only won 6 premierships, which is not too bad since 1971. It's not great, but it's all right. But they haven't won a flag, the Hawks, since 2004. Okay, so it's now 21 years ago since they last held up a premiership cup. Interesting though, you would look at the success between both Lorne and Apollo Bay, great rivals in this competition. I'm sure it gets pretty heated, okay, when both teams play each other, whether it's at this ground or at Scribbling Reserve in Lawn. And I assume they play each other twice during the year, and they play for that Coastal Cup. But I love this stat. You look at it and you think, Lawn, they're the powerhouse, benchmark of the competition, most successful team in the Colac District Football League since 1971. And Apollo Bay, battlers, haven't won a flag for a while, only won the 6. But the 6 flags they have won, Apollo Bay, they've beaten their arch rivals, Lawn, on 4 occasions on the big stage. On the other side of the ledger, Lawn's 14 flags, they've never beaten Apollo Bay in a grand final. All right, I think that's marvellous. That's bragging rights. Okay, the little brother Apollo Bay have beaten their big brother 4 times in grand finals. I think that's absolutely fantastic. So the last time this club, I think, had any type of real success was in 2019, just before COVID. They made it to a prelim final. All right, but since then, since COVID, I might be wrong, so feel free to add in the comments below, but I feel like they've really battled since COVID. It's a pretty big town, Apollo Bay, but it's a fair way from Geelong, where a lot of these sort of clubs in the Colac District Football League get their players. So Apollo Bay, you're probably travelling a couple of hours from Geelong to get here, whereas Lawn's a little bit closer. But the Apollo Bay Hawks, okay, it'll be interesting to see how they go, okay, in 2025. I kind of like this. So you've just got the old sort of pole fence which surrounds the ground, okay, but then you get to the clubroom side and they've built this corrugated iron fence which goes all along the wing, okay, but from a distance it actually looks like a picket fence, and if you come a little bit closer, all right, it's quite thick, and they've got seats here which run all the way along, okay, so you could probably sit here and watch the footy or the cricket, pop your beer on top, okay, quite like it. Let's go have a look at their club rooms where they would socialise. Now I've mentioned footy clubs known as the Hawks, and the cricket clubs known as the Sharks. Okay, so we're just having, that's it there, that's the cricket club pennant. You've got a nice bar in there, a table tennis table, trophies up. Love to get inside and have a look.